Hey, good morning, everybody. Tim Walsh coming to you live from the Illinois Fire Service Institute on the campus of the University of Illinois, where today we're working with MAVIS dispatchers from all across the state for their in-service hands-on training day. We're going to be operating in live fire, we're going to be operating in special operations, hazmat, and tomorrow we're even going to be doing some active shooter live training. So why is this important? I'll get back to you and tell you that in a minute. What I want you to do now is share this on your Facebook page. Let everybody know that we're talking about dispatchers, the backbone of emergency services across the state of Illinois and across this country. And we're going to tell you why we're here. So get signed in, log in, let me know where you're from. Put it in the comments section. If you have questions, I'll be answering live questions while we're here as well. And we have some guests that we want to introduce. So we'll see you in 1 minute. Hey, welcome back. So we're glad to see where you're watching from. Let us know where you're watching from. Hit it in the comments section. And let's talk about why we're doing this just a little bit. All across America and in the state of Illinois, dispatchers are first on the line. They're the ones that get the call for police, fire, emergency medical services all across this country. And these dispatchers behind me are getting ready to go into a burned building. Why are we doing that? So that we both have better understanding of what we do on a daily basis. I want to bring in one of the guests here that we're talking about today. Chris Leinhardt is the Executive Director of the Red Center, and he's also the MAVIS Communications Chair. Chris, come on in and let's have a conversation.
Morning,
tell me why it's so important for MAVIS to be involved in this and why it's beneficial to dispatchers all across the state.
That's a great question. So as a telecommunicator dispatcher, everything we do needs to be contextual. We're not out there on the scene. And training opportunities like this let them see what the fire department's doing, so when they hear those pass alarms going off, when they hear we've got 2 lines in the fire, they can connect those dots and understand the why, which is so critical.
Also, let's talk about what MAVIS does. What is MAVIS? I know, because I'm a big fan of MAVIS. I've been a MAVIS partner my whole career in the fire service, and most every fire department in the state of Illinois is represented by MAVIS or vice versa. But tell me about MAVIS a little bit, because they're one of our partners, and then tell me about Red Center.
Okay, so the MAVIS is the mutual aid box alarm system, and it is made up of all the counties in Illinois. And the beauty of the system is it lets agencies that are affected by an event, whether it's a life safety box or a fire event, bring the resources they need that they wouldn't normally have to bear, regardless of the size of your department. Red Center, we serve as a MAVIS division locally, and as well we serve as the single agency that coordinates the suburban response to the city of Chicago, as well as responses throughout the state.
And how many times a year does it happen where departments are going cross jurisdictions all across the state to support each other for emergency events? And dispatchers are handling that coordination to make sure that 911 calls are being handled in their local community. And then how do we coordinate that response conceptually from county to county and from state to state? Because we have partners out of the state of Illinois that are part of MAVIS Illinois. So tell me about that a little bit.
So there's 5 states around us that are all part of MAVIS in different phases. Like Michigan is still in what I call the infant stage, as they're starting to bring counties online, whereas here in Illinois we've been doing this since 1968. And it happens daily. You know, we have box alarms that occur every day. We've been supporting COVID for well over 700 days now. And that's all just dispatch center to dispatch center.
Great. I'm going to talk to a couple other guests here, some supporting agencies. So if you would just step off, I'm going to bring in Shelley Dallas, the president of NENA, and Diana Stiles, the vice president of NENA. And you are a supporting sponsor of this event. And please, I want you to first, let's talk about NENA. What is NENA? Because I didn't know until we had a conversation during the planning meeting about what it was about. And why is NENA here, and why is it so important for you?
First of all, thank you for allowing us to be here. NENA is the National Emergency Number Association, and we are the Illinois chapter, one of the biggest chapters in the nation. And NENA is here, basically our mission statement is to improve 911 through technology, training, education, and development standards. And for me, for the 911 dispatchers and call takers to understand what happens on the fire ground, the boots on the ground, the terminology, some of the other technology behind the fire service, I think it's a great opportunity for every dispatcher.
Yeah, so what we're doing here today is, as we alluded to earlier, is that all the dispatchers that are here for the conference over the next 2 days are getting hands-on in-service training. So nobody wants to sit through a long PowerPoint. We could tell you, right? We could tell you about that in a PowerPoint. But we have dispatchers working in every simulated part of our 30-acre campus here today, where we actually have classes going on. We have structural collapse on grounds. We have our fire academy on grounds, and we have the dispatchers conference on grounds as well. So they're going to intercede amongst the firefighters that are training here today. They're getting geared up. They're lighting the building on fire behind me as we speak. And they're actually going to do hands-on so that they have a better understanding. Just like when we come to the dispatch center, I remember being detailed to the Office of Emergency Management and Communications in the City of Chicago and Red Center to learn what dispatchers go through on a daily basis. Why is that so important for me to understand what you do, and for me to understand, or for you to understand what I do? Why is that important?
Well, I think like Chris said earlier, it's connecting the dots. There's a lot of areas in the fire service, whether it's, and law enforcement for that. If we don't know what's going on, and we don't know some of the lingo they use and some of what they're doing, whether inside the building, it's going to be hard for us to interpret or respond to what their needs are. So for them to see exactly and feel what the fire responders, first responders are feeling when they're inside that burning building, when they're seeing the smoke, when they have all the gear on, I think that's really important, and I think it gives a better understanding both ways on what they go through.
That's great. So we're going to be coming to you live multiple times today in different events with the dispatchers that are performing hands-on training. And like I said, dispatchers across this country and in the state of Illinois are the backbone of emergency services. They're the first ones to answer the call. Sometimes they're even the first ones to give instructions to citizens when they need help immediately, rather than waiting for police officers, EMS, and fire to arrive. So join us all day long. We'll be back about every hour for the next 3 hours to talk about what we're doing and where we're going. Share this out now so you can come back and join us, and we'll give you a few minutes to get logged in every time we're here today. So once again, this is Tim Walsh coming to you live from the Illinois Fire Service Institute on the grounds of the University of Illinois with the in-service hands-on dispatcher training for the next 3 hours. Have a good day, and we'll talk to you soon.